Thanks for joining me today in this yoga practice, Hip Hip Hooray. It's all about the hips, the inner and the outer hips. So the whole front and back of the hips. We are going to get started in some standing poses to warm up this area, and then we'll end on the floor. Throughout all of the class, make sure that you're breathing in and out of your nose, and take additional breaths in each posture if you need. You don't want to be out of breath, and you can always go a little slower than what I am moving at. I will go fairly slow. I'll hold the postures for 2, 3, 4 breaths or so. You're welcome to have one block or 2 blocks, and that could be helpful in some of the poses, and I'll show you how to use them, to use the blocks. All right, so let's get started. First off, just standing on your mat. You can be at the top of your mat or just facing me. Close your eyes, have your feet hip width apart, roll your shoulders. Just take a nice inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And now just taking some nice intentional breaths. Inhale and exhale, always through your nose. And start the Ujjayi breath, which is a slight constriction in the back of the throat. It's almost like you're fogging a mirror. Just breathe here. Feel your feet on the mat. Now, if you'd like to, you can open your eyes as I guide you through. Inhale, arms come up, grasp the left wrist with the right hand, and just lean to the right side. Feeling that nice stretch in the left hip. Breathe here again. Nice exhale. Inhale through center, change sides. Exhale as you stretch to the left. Inhale again. And exhale. Good. Come back through center. Open up your hands, look upwards, and swan dive forward. You can have a bend in the knees. And this is where you may want to have a block. You can put it under your hands, or if your hands can come to the mat, let your head hang. Even grasp opposite elbows with the hands. Sway side to side. Again, you can always have an additional bend in the knee, hands coming to the block. Take another breath here. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins. Exhale, come on all the way up. We'll get started with a warrior 2. Right foot forward, right knee bent. Left leg is long, arms come out to the side to a T. Look over your right fingertips. Breathe here. Shoulders are down. Come into a side angle. Inhale as you place your forearm on the right thigh and reach the left hand towards the right foot up to the ceiling. Feel that stretch all along the left side and even through the hip. Again, the focus is on the hip. Take a couple of breaths here. Just stay in this pose. Think of it as you're warming up your body. One more breath. As you inhale, Sky Archer, Right hand reaching to the back of the mat. Legs are straight. Feeling the length in the right hip now. Now coming into triangle, this is where you may want your block. You can place it right inside the right foot. Arms come to a T. As you reach your right hand forward, exhale, right hand to the block, left hand up to the sky. Feel the opposing left hip stretch and the right hip. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Face me, both feet are out, coming into goddess pose, hands prayer pose at the front of your chest, and just come into a bent knee pose, breathing here. Maybe some of you are up higher, maybe some you feel you can go a bit deeper, all to what your body is ready for. Inhale, come all the way up, point your toes towards me, arms to a T. Exhale, fold forward. You may want to have the block underneath your hands. If you can, place your hands underneath to the mat and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. There we go. Now we're coming into the warrior two on the left side. So lunge into the left knee, arms to a T. Feeling this expansion across the front of the chest. Shoulders are down. Side angle, place the left forearm on the left thigh, reach the right hand to the front of your mat or to the back of your mat. And just feeling this stretch along the right side body. Inhale, come up to sky archer. Both legs are straight. Your left hand is reaching behind you. Feel that stretch along the left hip. Good. Come back through center. Now grab the block. Place it inside your left foot as you come into triangle. So first get some length. Reach the left hand forward. Place the left hand on the block, reach the right hand to the sky. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come all the way up. We're coming into the goddess pose just for a couple of breaths here. Again, notice, and you can even move your hips side to side. Just notice, is there a little bit more freedom in the hips? All right, coming all the way up. Move the block off to the side if you have it on your mat. Coming into a down dog, and there's a variety of ways to come into the down dog. You can take a plank to a down dog, or at the back of your mat, walk your hands to the front of the mat coming into down dog. Pedal your feet here. Inhale, lift the right foot and leg up. Step the right foot forward. Coming into a crescent lunge. The left heel is elevated. Hips are forward, arms straight up to the sky, hands to the sky. Hands come to prayer, and then a prayer twist. Hook the left elbow outside the right knee. Extend the left leg long now. And just taking a gentle twist here. If this is too much for you, you could take the block, place the hand inside the left or inside the right foot. The left hand is on the block and the right hand is up. So either one. Exhale, look down. Remove the block if you have it in front of you. And we're coming into a half chair. Balance on the right foot, left knee up. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. And sit down like you're sitting in a chair. You may only bend, possibly the knee will only bend a little bit or quite a bit. Just breathe here, 2 breaths. Inhale, straighten up, arms come all the way up to the sky, and place the hands and the foot down beside the right foot, standing here, Tandasana. Inhale, raise the arms up, exhale, forward fold, lift halfway. On the inhale, exhale, plant your hands, step back to down dog, take a couple breaths here. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot stepping forward. Crescent lunge. Inhale, arms come up, hands to the sky. Belly is lifted. Hands to prayer. And this is where you can hook the right elbow outside the left knee, or if you would like, you can place the block right inside the left foot. Right hand or left hand up, or coming into a spinal twist, a prayer twist. Good. Coming out of that, remove the block off of your mat. Step all the way to the front of the mat. So the left foot is already at the front of the mat. The right knee coming up for a little balance. Place your hands together. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Sit down into half chair. Inhale, straighten arms up to the sky, hands to the sky, right knee up. Exhale, place the right knee down beside the left and stand here. Close your eyes, feeling the body as it's warm, ready for some deeper stretches and poses on the mat. As we make our way onto seated. So coming onto the mat. Now for this, you probably won't need the block for a while till we get to pigeon. Windshield wiper the knees. Put the knees hip width apart or so, and just let the knees fall to either side. Now place the hands behind you. And notice if one hip is a little bit tighter. My left hip is always a little tighter. Good. And we'll come to the right side. So let the knees fall to the right. Deer pose, 90-90. So the 90 degree, the shin is 90 degrees. The right shin is forward. The left knee is back, and try and get a 90-90 with the knee here. Now, my inner hip here, I can feel it. So I'm gonna go gentle. I'm just gonna sway my hip a little bit side to side, just to feel where a little bit of, a little bit tight, but breathing into this movement. Now bringing facing the right knee, and your hips may not be all completely on the ground, or the bottom completely on the ground, and that's fine. But I want you to see if you can place the hands on the ground though. Push your right knee towards the mat and push your left knee towards the mat. We'll take 2 breaths here, so keep pushing. Inhale. Exhale, keep pushing. You should feel it activated. Inhale. Exhale. All right, now the next inhale, lengthen the spine, release that pressure on the knee against the mat, and just let your body fall over that right knee. I not only feel it in the right hip, but the inner left hip, even with this stretch, but it should feel good and relaxing here. If you need to, you can always boost yourself up with the block as well. One more breath. Good, come on all the way up. Now take a couple of those windshield wiper and notice the difference. Oh yeah, I mean, I can completely feel a difference in my left hip now just by doing that one movement on that side. Now let's take it over to the left. Again, 90-90 with the knees, and just notice here how your hips are feeling as you're just sort of swaying back and forth. I feel the right hip is not as impinged as the left side. All right, now place the hands on the floor, and you're going to push your knee, and that means you activate your glute on the left side, and then push your right knee. That means you have to activate this right hip and glute. So we're taking 2 breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Keep pushing. Inhale and exhale. Good. Release that push. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the left hip. Again, if you need this block, you can. If you're not able to bring your forearms to the ground, what I don't want you doing is tensing the shoulders to keep yourself up. Use the block, even if it's just like this as well. The great thing about our yoga props is it really does help us to melt into the pose. And as you breathe there, you may be able to bring your forearms down. Inhale as you straighten all the way up. Now this next pose is one of my favorites, Janu Shirsasana. Oh gosh, I probably butchered the name, but Shirsasana. Oh goodness, I used to know all of the names, and now I just go with the flow. All right, so extend the right leg, bend the left knee. Turn your body to face the right leg. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Now you may only be able to come this far and grasp the calf. You may be able to get your body a little closer with the hands on the ankle. Maybe some of you can even reach the foot. Breathe here. The distance doesn't matter as long as you're feeling, you will feel a stretch on the left hip and the right hamstring. Inhale, look up. Come all the way up. Keep your right leg where it is, but place the left foot on the ground. Keep the knee bent, the left knee bent. Flex the right foot. Now, some of you may want to hook the right elbow outside the knee. You can, or you can grasp the knee. So inhale, tall spine. Exhale as you twist into this spinal twist. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Try not to bring them up. A lot of times when we want to get into a pose, we muscle our way into it. Instead, use the breath. Maybe there's a little bit more opening when you focus on the exhale and coming into more of that spinal twist. And this is so good for the hips and the back, the lower back. Good. All right, release. We're going to change side. Extend the left leg, bend the right knee. Now turn the body so you're facing the left leg. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold to your depth. If possible, you're grasping the foot with the hand, or maybe just the ankle or calf. Accept where you are. And know that tomorrow it will be different. Inhale, come on, all the way up. Keep the left leg straight, flex the foot, bent, keep the right knee bent, but plant the right foot. Again, you're welcome to extend the left arm and hook your elbow outside the right knee. For me, I like this with the hand here, and it's just because I find I can move with the breath a little. It's not so constrictive for me. But there's times where I do like that hooked over. So inhale, tall spine. Exhale, twisting into this spinal twist. Good. Come back through center. All right, hope you're doing well. Now we're going to get into the pigeon hip stretch, the pigeon pose. Now for many people, they have difficulty in doing the pigeon. So I'm going to give you a couple of options. If you don't want to do the traditional pigeon, and I'm going to show that to you in a minute, you can do one lying on your back. So I'll show it to you here. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your left foot up, and it's like a figure four, but you are feeling this stretch in the right hip area. Okay, you can even push your right elbow against that right thigh, and it opens it up even more. So you can stay there if you'd like. Or with the traditional pigeon, but I would like you to try and use either a block or a blanket. And you can roll the blanket up and prop it underneath your right hip. So coming into pigeon, the further your right foot is to the top of the mat, so the more perpendicular or parallel your right shin is to the front of the mat, the more of a hip opener it is. So you don't have to have it. You can notice that I have a comfortable distance. I'm not sure if you can see it, but my foot is really sort of at an angle. And this block will come underneath my hip. And I can almost like sit on it. And it really, really helps our hips to open up. So if you have struggled with coming into a pigeon, because without the block, you're basically suspended here. And maybe you do have the flexibility, and sometimes I will stay in that unsupported pigeon. Today, I want the support. So coming into pigeon, the left leg is long. If you're on your hands, try and come down to your forearms. Let the head hang and breathe into the hips here. Taking long, wonderful, luxurious breaths. Activating your parasympathetic nervous system with the deep breaths. 2 more. On the next inhale, plant the hands underneath the shoulders and just remove the block. And we're going to make our way to the other side. Now, if you would like to, you can tuck the left toes under, lift the right leg behind you, give it a nice stretch, or you can just come to the left side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale as you come through to pigeon. I'm taking the block over to the left side. Again, you can go on your back and have the left knee or the left ankle over the right knee and bring your right knee towards you if you're on your back. So as we're here in pigeon, coming into onto our forearms, breathing here for a few breaths. Make the breath really nice and long. Two more breaths. All right, place the hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself up, remove the block. And if you'd like to, just tuck the right toes under, lift the left leg up, open up that hip, down dog. Bring the knees down to the mat. Come back to a seated posture. So if you're on your back, come on up to seated. Now we're going to do a Gomukhasana, which is cow face pose. It's all about the hips. So you thought the pigeon was in the hips. This is really in the hips. So cross the right knee over the left knee. They don't have to be right on top of each other. You can see how mine are staggered comfortably. Some people will, maybe you'll be like this, and that's fine. You will feel both hips. Some will feel one hip more than another. The feet don't have to be super close, but try and tuck them in closer to the bottom. The further they are out, the feet, you may feel it a little bit too much in the knee. So you want it tucked in. And we'll breathe here. Take a tall spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We'll take 5 breaths here. And see if at each exhale you can release your hip a little more. Notice if you're bracing. The lower back, releasing. One more. Push yourself all the way up. Now we'll make it to, we'll go to the other side, but if you would like to extend your legs, I always like to extend them and just sort of wiggle them out a bit because the knees, getting a little more circulation back in them. You could do the windshield wiper as well. So you'll just switch sides, meaning for me, I have the right knee on top of my left knee. Now I have my left knee on top of my right. And just notice here, as you're sitting, I notice, again, this right hip, it means or left hip, and my left hamstring's a little tighter. So I'm just noticing and noticing how my body is feeling and how my hips are feeling. Tall spine on the inhale. Exhale as we fold forward. So 5 breaths here. One more breath. Good. Come on up. Inhale as you push yourself all the way up, gently coming to your back. And we're coming into happy baby or happy toddler. I don't know if this second one is really happy toddler, but happy baby. Bend your knees, grab your feet, and some people really, really like this. I like the happy toddler. Bring your hands to the ankles, and then let the feet just relax there. I feel it's more of a inner groin, inner hip stretch. Whichever one you choose, try and keep your head on the mat. Shoulders are released, jaw is released. Taking 3 more breaths here. All right, release the bind and bring your knees to your chest. Keep the right knee to your chest and extend the left leg to the floor, nice and long. Guide your right knee with your left hand and guide your right knee across your body to the left side of the mat for a spinal twist, and you'll look over your right shoulder. So take a few breaths here and let your knee really fall gently to the side. If you find that you don't have the spinal flexibility, bring the block underneath your right knee, and that can really help support the lower back. Okay, we'll inhale, come back through center, changing sides, extend the right leg straight, the left knee comes to your chest, guide the left knee with your right hand across your body to the right side. And I notice that I don't have as much spinal flexibility going to the left, but what I do know is every breath that I take and every exhale allows me to sink a little bit more into the spinal twist. I feel it in the left hip, the outer hip, and the lower back on the left side. So take a couple more breaths here. Inhale, come back through center. Plant your feet, bend your knees, plant your feet. Just take a little bridge, just a gentle bridge. Inhale, lift your hips up. Maybe sway them side to side, just gently, a little bit, side to side. Lower the hips down, extend the legs straight. The arms are straight. This is coming into Shavasana here. So stay with me for just another minute. Let your breath just relax into a intuitive breath. Don't worry about focusing on the inhale and exhale in your Shavasana, corpse pose. Let your body incorporate all of the movements, the hip, the hamstrings, the back. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, and you can always stay here a bit longer if you'd like. I'm going to guide you out of this corpse pose and stretch your arms above your head. And as you come out of this, lying on your back, be really gentle with yourself. Don't pop right up. Come to the side. Just cradle your head and your arm. Be really present as you push yourself all the way up to seated. Crossing the ankles, the legs. Roll your shoulders. Taking a big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale your arms all the way up to the sky. Bring your hands to heart center, palms together. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. And I hope you enjoyed this practice. Check out also in the description, I'll have a couple of playlists that you could put through on Spotify. Some of my playlists that I've attached on, some of the music. You're welcome to use any type of music, or you can just practice quietly, silently. But I always enjoy having some music to guide me depending on the yoga that I'm doing. Have a great day, everybody. See you next time.